of power, and that's their core business. So they don't have to worry about the IT at all. Now, here we have DLF, which is Asia's largest real estate company. We've done a very complex implementation for them that tracks the performance of about 400 companies, okay, and about 600 different operating units, almost 1,800 finance books, and those finance books for all these companies get closed in the first week of every month without fail. They do something like about 25,000 transactions a quarter and maintain close to about 15 years of legacy data. The next case that we wanted to talk about was the ITC agribusiness, okay, which is really towards a much more efficient supply chain for rural distribution within India, all right? Now, the scope of the solution covers the order to cash, the procure to pay, and the financial cycles of the business. And we've also done some very personalized components for them that deal with rural distribution. So I think the biggest benefits of this solution has really been the transparency with respect to the sale of farm inputs and the procurement of farm produce from the farmers' doorsteps, all right? And it has streamlined the entire cycle where the costs are completely transparent, and they've been able to eliminate steps in the supply chain that do not add value. You also have complete visibility of stocks across the supply chain, be it with respect to shrimps or coffee or aqua products or anything else that the agribusiness division does. So this agribusiness division is a Harvard case study. The IT solution that was implemented here by Ramco is a Harvard case study, and it has propelled them into a completely different league. We've also got Adani Logistics, which, as we all know, is one of the fastest growing business houses in India, where what we had done for them was really a multimodal logistics solution that has helped them achieve significant cost savings across the entire organization, and also helped them with a very quick turnaround of the loads and the discharging of loads at the various ports. Okay, so it has improved productivity on the rail side and on the yard side with very minimal handling of all of the steps in between. All right, so you can see that the footprint of the solution includes container terminal management, yard management, rail management, inbound, outbound logistics, warehouse management, and so on. Now, the gentleman from Ernst & Young was saying that the adoption of public cloud ERP is still in its infancy, but I'm very glad to tell you that we offer public cloud ERP solutions, and we've got more than 300 customers in India with about 3,000 to 4,000 users using these solutions over the last 3 years. The business that we see has grown 10 times the offerings that we have, on the public cloud. So it's a reality today in India, and one of the customers that was an early adopter of this is RTE, Real Talent Engineering, which is a division of Brakes India. And they today use the solution to run a multi-plant manufacturing operation, and it's also synchronized with the parent company's traditional ERP solution. So essentially what it has done is to really give them complete traceability and control over stocks, their materials, their shipments, and customer requirements, and so on. Production management, production control, MRP, capacity planning, all of the things that you require to run the business, okay? So it has helped them achieve significant ROI, and we've also been rolling out the solution to one of their new manufacturing units in this place called Salalah in Oman. So the fact is that cloud ERP is here to stay, and you'll find that there are companies in different sizes, in different segments, that have started getting significant leverage out of using the cloud, okay? And at the same time, wherever you need to integrate and talk to traditional applications that could be running at your headquarters or group headquarters, those things are possible because it's all driven off a service-oriented architecture. We've got Lubrizol, which is again a global manufacturer of specialty chemicals and so on. They run traditional ERP at the corporate headquarters in Cleveland, Ohio. But this plant, which was set up in Gujarat out here, went in for a cloud-based ERP from Ramco, and it's been a significant value add for them. The business runs completely on a public cloud platform. Talking about data warehousing and analytics, I think one of the speakers had talked about big data and data warehousing and all this. we've done a very major implementation for the Bank of India, which is leading public sector bank in the country. They deal with something like 42 million customers, okay? And they deal with a mix of businesses which together is something like about 93 billion. So they have over 4 million loan accounts and over 40 million deposit accounts, and you can imagine the spread and size of the operation is very substantial. What we really did for them was to work towards building a single operational data source, as they call it, the ODSS, all right? And this is in different areas of the business, which covers a portfolio analysis of business growth, risk, and operations management, okay? And normally, a conventional implementation of this kind of a data warehousing could take about 3 years, but this is something that we were able to accomplish in a flat 9 months, okay? You can see that the benefits are in the areas of loans, deposits, customers, trade finance, and profitability. And what it has meant is that it has transformed the way the senior management team of the bank looks at information on a day-to-day basis. So they've really taken a leapfrog with respect to modernization of IT. And you can see that we've implemented a very huge data warehouse for them, close to about 7 terabytes. And also keep pace with continuous change, because they'll be able to construct new views of this data warehouse all the time, all right? So it's a combination of multiple things, decision making, automated data flow, which is an RBI mandatory thing today, performance management, and so on. Yeah. This is another customer which is located in the United States, in Chicago, Preferred Meal Systems, okay? So they essentially supply prepackaged meals to school children and other hospitals and so on. So for them, this is an implementation which has been running for many years, okay? We've got a implementation of the cloud ERP, which has also been integrated with the New York's school meal distribution. And that's an integration which has been done through web services, okay? And out here, we've got this company called Savage Arms, which is into small arms and sporting rifles and so on. So this is another situation where we did a major integration with an etching machine, which really engraves the serial number of each rifle onto the product. Okay, so this was another complex integration that we did. All right. So when you look at an integration ecosystem today that prevails in the enterprise solutions world, you'll find that the ERP really has to talk to a variety of different systems, okay? It could be document management, it could be geographical information systems, you could also have the mobiles and PDAs and SCADA systems, you could be talking to an e-commerce marketplace, if you will, and also external service providers. So this is really possible only when you talk about a fundamentally service-oriented architecture, which is really what we have out here. And today, every single screen of the products that we have, the traditional ERP as well as the cloud ERP, it lends itself to being available on a mobile device of customer's choice, okay? It could be a BlackBerry or a Galaxy or a mobile phone or whatever you have, a HTC, all right? So this is an example of how you can set up all of these views to look at information relating to shipping or you know, the financial analysis and so on. Now, all of this is really possible because we've, you know, a convergence of everything that you've seen in the last few slides is really the composite next generation architecture. At the bottom left, you see that there's a panel which says transaction systems. Okay, so we deliver applications for different businesses, supply chain, aviation MRO, HR and payroll, and all of this runs off a common code base, all right? Now, right on top of that is what you see as the integration framework, where you have the master data management, the extraction, transformation, and loading tools for the data. Then there's an event manager which really controls the service bus, okay, and helps talk to external systems through service mediation. So that's where you deal with the orchestration of the data and then the routing rules and so on. Immediately above that to the right is the business optimization layer, which has to do with the governance, risk and compliance, the performance management, the analytics part of the business, and forecasting, all right? There are some industry segments where advanced planning and optimization becomes very key. So that is the panel that you see to the left. But ultimately, it's all about rendering user experience to a very high degree, and that's where you deal with the rich internet applications, tablets, portals, mobiles, and so on. Okay, all of this is bound together through a common workflow. So this is really the architecture that binds all of the work that we've done together, and that goes back to the CAMTech that I talked about in the early part of the presentation. All right. So through whatever work we've done, we've delivered significant value to our customers. You'll find that this is based on a survey that was done of 300 odd customers, where we found that there was over a 58% improvement in the order fulfillment time from about 40% of the customers who responded. 63% improvement in the time for monthly financial closures, and 57% improvement in their inventory reconciliation time. Okay, so Aramco is a company which has over 950 customers in different parts of the world, and we have over 140,000 users and over 20 years of continuous investment into R&D. So it's a company which has very powerful solutions available today to customers in different business segments. You could be running traditional ERP and then finding bottlenecks in growing and controlling the costs of growth. So that's where we can come in and give you very powerful solutions that can integrate seamlessly with whatever you have and help you run the show a lot more effectively. It's a worldwide presence. We've got a presence in different parts of the United States. We work in the Middle East, South Africa, India, Malaysia, Singapore, and customers with all over the world. Yeah, so this is a summary of the value proposition that customers look forward to when they work with us. The quality of consulting,